Evangelical Conservatives are celebrating their wins at the FAMiLY Leadership Summit in Des Moines, Iowa. The 1,000 people in attendance are celebrating the Iowa Supreme Court's decision that allowed a restrictive abortion law to take effect. Chuck Hurley, a lobbyist for the organization, praises the law but says the state needs to do more.
So while we've made great strides in protecting the most innocent among us, we aren't done. 14 states now protect babies from the moment of conception, and Iowa should be the 15th.
That could mean a complete ban on all abortions regardless of the circumstances.
Well,